Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Jeff. That's my wife. It's been a long time, and today we're going to ask one of those questions where have you ever had those moments where your spouse seemed too distant? Short answers, little energy, no excitement, no enthusiasm, no affection, no engagement, no happy fun time. And your first thoughts, what's wrong with this? Or maybe even what's wrong with them? But what if the issue isn't a lack of love? Maybe it's because they're tired.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What if your spouse has been carrying more than you realize? That's a good one. You got to pick a question. But today we're going to talk about what it means to be a supportive spouse even when your husband or wife feels like they have nothing left in the tank.
This is hilarious. What is your favorite cup? Do you still have it? And where did you use it? It's so random.
Favorite cup? My silver Yeti
Oh, yes.
cup. What were the other? Where did you get it?
Do you still have it? And
Yes.
where did you use it? You use it everywhere.
I use it everywhere. My second favorite is these things.
Oh, my favorite cup. Oh, my current favorite is, this is not sponsored. This is just what I love, is the Owala water bottles.
Oh yeah.
I love that I can use it as a straw or a spout,
Yes.
and it keeps everything cold. I love it.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk through why exhaustion can create distance in a marriage, how we often misinterpret what's really happening, what it looks like to become teammates when one spouse is running on empty, because every marriage eventually experiences a season where one person is carrying more than they can handle. The question isn't whether those seasons will come, it's when and how you respond, right? So life gets heavy, jobs get stressful, kids get demanding, health issues happen, family problems show up, financial pressure, although if you're broke, you can't argue about money if you don't have any money to argue about. That's not always true. That's just like when you're eating SpaghettiOs, you can't really argue about it. Sometimes people hit their limit, and the problem is that exhaustion often looks like something else. It can look like withdrawal, frustration, or apathy, and it looks like disconnect. And if we're not careful, we start to assume the worst. We think they don't care. We think they aren't trying. We think they've checked out. We think they've checked out, when in reality, they may simply just be overwhelmed. Sometimes your spouse isn't giving less because they love you less. They're giving less because they've got less to give. That's a big distinction. Tag your it.
Tag. Yes. Oh, yes. The season that we're in, everything is busy. Life is chaotic. And there are more days than not in the past couple of months that have just felt like the dumpster fire that we see everywhere in the little GIFs and memes and things. And some days it feels like we're in the burning room where the dog is sipping coffee and saying, it's fine, it's fine. So, that is life sometimes. And I do feel like where we have been through is having to openly communicate. And one thing that has helped us is just, life is busy, work is stressful, or, this is going on, to make sure that at the end of the day, like, the stress that I'm under, the stress that I'm feeling is not a direct correlation on you. And that's helped us to really understand, like, it's not that I have failed you or you have not failed me in some way. So the distance that's there sometimes is not your fault.
Yeah.
It's an exterior circumstance.
Too often that doesn't get communicated, where we run 4 businesses and have normal jobs and 3 children and a dog, and we embrace work hard, play hard. Like,
Oh yeah, and we recently wrote 2 books too, by the way.
yeah, we wrote 2 books. I don't have them because the only 2 copies I have, save for proofread only. If you want those, we'll link them down in the description, and you can go get them. But just life gets busy, and it's challenging because the exhaustion can feel like they don't care. It's not that they don't care; it's that they're tired.
Yes.
And that goes both ways, right? I don't want to say especially for guys that have the hardworking outdoor jobs because that's physically demanding. But for wives that stay at home all day with their kids, like that's
Oh my word.
I was a stay-at-home dad for a long time. I don't.
That's a whole other can of worms because that's mentally and physically exhausting. But it's also, when the kids are super little, like when my 3 were little, whoever was working or not working, it didn't matter because they were needing attention 24/7. And that was a grueling. There was some days we looked at each other and said, it's us against the kids because that's what it felt like some days. But we made it through it. And I was like, what are you doing?
I'm eating ice cubes. It's hot outside.
It is hot. It's always hot outside. But it's helped us a few times to have that communication. And sometimes I've had to be very blunt. Like, I still want you, but I don't have it in me to do the fun stuff right now. And still attracted to you. And part of what we really leaned into is making sure that the flirting didn't stop. And the different ways that we communicate, even though at the end of the day, it felt like we were sliding into home. Baseball reference. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Really?
You had a blank look.
Yeah. I'm with you. Why does it matter? It's assumptions create distance, right? If we just assume that they're tired or not tired, if we just assume they don't love us anymore, they don't care anymore, that creates distance and then gets into resentment, which we're going to talk about in a couple weeks. But empathy creates connection. When we misunderstand exhaustion as rejection, we often respond in ways that make things worse. We get defensive, we get critical, we demand more from someone who already feels overwhelmed. My favorite line is Jeff Foxworthy comes home and it's a joke, so I don't assume he's talking about his wife, but he does. I think it's Jeff Foxworthy. It might be Bill Engvall. It's from the movie, the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, where husband walks in the door and immediately the wife is, do you want to know what happened in this house today while you were at your job and we had to do all of this stuff? And the husband's like, I just wanted to come home. Like, why am I in trouble? I just, Yeah.
But the assumption too, on the other side of the coin, is one person may be feeling like they're a failure or that the other person doesn't love them. But on the opposite side of the coin that has to be addressed too is sometimes I feel like women are more likely to do this than men, but sometimes we feel like you should know why. And ladies, a side note, they don't know why. You have to actually say it out loud. And that goes for the guys too. But like I said, it's usually the women who are like, he should know why I'm frustrated. He should know why I'm angry with him, or he should know why I'm feeling this way. And sometimes you're in your own lifeboat trying to hang on for dear life. And she should also know why he's struggling. And so sometimes when you guys are both barely keeping your head above water and you're both looking to each other for support, you get lost in translation. So that's why it's super important to say these things out loud and don't just assume that your spouse has actually seen why you're struggling.
Yeah. A supportive spouse asks different questions. Instead of, why aren't you doing more, they ask, what's going on? Or instead of, why are you acting like this, they ask, how are you doing? And expect an answer that maybe isn't what they wanted. And if you ask them this today, they're probably not going to give you a solid answer right away, because if it's been building for a while, that's not a question they were going to be expecting.
Well, and sometimes I feel like you do this more often than I do, and I feel like it's more of a guy thing. But sometimes when we have that question come up, like, are you really okay? They may not know they're not okay yet.
Sure.
And sometimes you can see that something's building, the tension is there behind their eyes, but they don't have a word for it yet. They don't know something's wrong. And sometimes that's happened to me where you're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. And sometimes that's the honest truth. And I love that you've come and approached me again later and said, are you okay? And sometimes I have a name for it. Sometimes I have a word for it. And there's been other times where it's like, I don't know, but I know I'm not okay. Like something is off. So just a aside.
Yeah. Strong marriages aren't built because both spouses are always strong. They're built because each spouse knows how to support the other when they're weak. I think my favorite one is marriage isn't 50-50. It's 100 and 100. And there's some days you hope that my 100 and your 100 equal 100. But that's I don't remember. I've seen it a bunch of times, so a bunch of people have said it. But it's like at the end of the day, you get home and, it's an hour before dinner. And we're trying to figure out what the rest of the day looks like, and there's still 5 hours of the day. It's, hey, I got a solid 60, and you got a solid 60. We got 120% we're going to get through. And there's some days, hey, I got 20, and you got 30. That makes 50, and the pizza will be here shortly.
Yep.
That's just...
Yep.
Yeah, and that's okay. Because it's not keeping score. It's not comparing effort. I think there's a bullet point to that. Like, if there's a consistent problem of laziness, this is not what we're talking about.
No.
Like, but if it's you're genuinely both putting hard effort into every day, and there's just because unfortunately, some of us have spouses that are just lazy and sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah, we're not talking about them. We're talking because their 100% looks different. Their 100% is actually more like 60%. But no, we're talking about the days where maybe the kids didn't sleep last night, so the both of you didn't sleep at all, and you still had to get up, and one of you maybe stayed home with the kids today and the other went to work. So, sick kids is a big old battery drainer. Or, maybe you're grinding to get towards that next promotion, or, maybe someone didn't show up for work, so you had to take the workload of two people on, or it's hot, or maybe you're just the weather changed and you're just kind of feeling crummy, and so you just don't have it. There's so many different reasons why, but when we talk about that, it's truly what you're bringing to the table and communicating where you're at with your spouse. And there's been a few times where, we use a couple different number systems, and this is probably the best place for it. But when you talk,
the whole next thing.
I know we'll talk about another number system in the next show. Apparently, I don't know the transcript, but being honest with, like, when I get off of work and emerge to the family, it's, hey, it's been a good day, or hey, I need 5 minutes because it's been a rough day.
Yeah.
And just communicating that with you so that you are aware of where I'm at in my head. And there's been some times where I get off work and I just go hide in my room for 20 minutes because I need to do something that is not peopling. So.
Yep. Not keeping score, not comparing effort, not competing over who's more tired.
Oh, goodness, no.
But learning how to carry the load together. So what do we do about it? What do we do when our spouse is running on empty?
Be nice.
Oh, what's his name? Ted? Be curious before you get critical.
Ooh, yes. one of my mentors has always really emphasized this: go from a place of curiosity rather than accusatory. And sometimes when you look at, and it's more leadership, but sometimes it applies to your marriage too. She's always said the question of, would a reasonable, rational person do this? And sometimes when the kids have done something or you've done something, and I have to take a step back and just like, is he doing this on purpose to hurt me? Would a reasonable, rational person do this, let alone the person I love? And normally the answer is going to be no. But it takes that pause, and it really forces you to think like, oh, did he, and we can talk about trivial things like if I pull something out of the fridge and you immediately put it away, like you're not doing that to hurt me. And there's a million other things that we can attribute to that same philosophy, but go with your partner with that curiosity rather than the accusatory. Love it.
Ask questions. How are they doing? What's weighing them? What pressure are they carrying? Curiosity often reveals what criticism never will. Because when we criticize, we shut down. We stop talking. And it's like, I don't want to talk about that. Second one is listen more than you solve. Most people don't need immediate solutions. They need someone to understand.
Am I listening to listen? Am I listening to help fix it? And what's the third one? I never remember.
Listen for support, and listen to fix it.
Thank you. It's always support.
Sometimes support sounds like advice. Sometimes support sounds like that sounds really hard. Ask how you can help. Don't assume. The support your spouse needs may not be the support you naturally offer.
Yes.
For example, we're coming up on 20 years. We're 19 and a half. And I learned 4 months ago that you don't want chocolate chips in your pancakes.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
So, today we had pancakes for dinner, and we didn't put chocolate chips in half of them.
And I appreciate that.
Okay. Carry more when you can. Healthy marriages are rarely 50-50, right? Sometimes they're 80-20, 70-30, 90-10. The goal isn't equal effort every day. It's mutual commitment to the goals over time.
And again, this is not for my spouse is lazy. This is for healthy, what we call equally yoked, meaning equally sided relationships. If you've got a spouse who's lazy, that's a whole other show, because you have to approach that kind of a relationship.
Above our pay grade.
Yeah, if you've got someone who is lazy in the relationship, that is going to need a therapist.
And not that you think they're lazy, but they're like actually like there's just no motivation to get up and do.
Yeah.
Not going through the motions. Like that's the season. Maybe they're stuck in a rut. Like I don't want to just call people out. Like,
oh yeah,
if
yeah.
you're not putting on your big boy pants and doing something about it.
Yeah. That there's usually, when I hear of some of the spouses that are lazy, there's usually an underlying reason, and just to call out a few, like there's PTSD, there's bipolar depression. There's a laundry list of other things that are happening we're just not equipped for. But
sure,
when we talk about healthy relationships, I mean, we're not talking like I always talk about when the kids were little, like you were working and, our division was very different than it is now. Because I did a lot of the homework because you were outside and doing a lot of physical labor. And so, there was times where I didn't want another person to touch me because I had 3 children clawing at me. So, understanding and being able to communicate. There was some times where you just wanted to sit next to me on the couch and I looked at you and I was like, I love you. If you touch me, I'm going to scream. With all the love of my heart. But it's important that you share that with your spouse. Like, I'm at 20% right now, and if another person touches me or if I hear mommy one more time, I'm going to scream. But that's also usually when you're kicking me out of the house and telling me to go somewhere and not have people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Give grace for the season. A bad week isn't a bad marriage. A hard season isn't a broken relationship. Don't turn temporary struggles into permanent labels.
Oh, yes. There was one time when we were first married, and I just remember you were running the checkbook at the time, and somehow the electric bill got missed or something. It was like it was a bill that got missed, and it was a total accident. And I just remember your face coming to me with just defeat and just expecting me to just rip your head off. And I just remember having that conversation of, well, we'll figure it out. And your face was so funny at that time. I'll never forget it. And you were just like shocked. And I just remember in that moment, I was like, I never want to see that face of defeat again over finances. And so for us, that was one of those defining moments of we'll figure it out, and we made it through.
Awesome. All right. Last thing is, remember that you will need support too. Every spouse eventually becomes the tired spouse. Every spouse eventually becomes the overwhelmed spouse. Every spouse eventually needs grace. And the support you give today may be the support you need tomorrow.
Amen.
Any other thoughts?
I think as we look at this too, I think one thing that we don't say enough is we talk a lot about being kind to your spouse with these things. Also, be kind to yourself. And I think that's something that we need to say out loud every now and then again, because, you know, if you miss a bill, if you screw up, I mean, people get let go, people, you know, get in car accidents. I got a speeding ticket about a year ago, and we all know, but I was beating myself up, and I remember calling, and I knew that I didn't have to hold my breath because I knew that you were going to laugh at me. But I also knew that you weren't going to beat me up over that. And I was so grateful in that moment of trust, because I was beating myself up, but I also knew that I could come to you and you're my safe place. And so I know not everybody has that, but if you want your spouse to be gentle with you, you got to also be gentle with yourself. So.
One of the greatest gifts you can give your spouse is the feeling they don't have to carry everything alone. Life will be hard.
Yep.
Work will be stressful. People will disappoint you. Unexpected challenges will come, but healthy marriages create a place where both people know, I don't have to face this by myself. Because marriage was never supposed to be two people carrying separate loads. They were two people carrying life together. Right?
Yep.
Okay. We are not licensed therapists or counselors or psychologists. We just want to take a look at some of the things that we face and talk about. If you need a therapist, go find one. Follow us. My Wife Still Likes Me, mywifestilllikesme.com. You can find our books there too. Let us know what you want to talk about. If you have an idea or a thought, or you just want to say, hey, this is what we're struggling with, let us know, and we'll see if we can talk about it. Until next time, see ya.